Hey, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. So in today's video, I want to have a raw conversation to go over my trading performance today on September 18th, 2024 that led me to losing my two funded accounts with my funded futures as well as my personal live account. Today was a very rough one. The morning was a pretty solid start, and then after the news release with FOMC and JPAL, I completely lost control of myself and essentially led to bad decisions. I did post on my Twitter already about this, so thank you to all the supporters out there that have commented something very positive, and just the feedback overall I received was really welcoming, so thank you guys. As you know, on my YouTube channel, I try to post the highs and lows, so I recently had a 15K payout from this specific account here, but now I'm recording this video where I've lost it and my other account and my personal live because of silly mistakes. So I just want to be transparent and also note that it's still September 18th. I'm still processing this whole thing. And to be honest, I don't even know if I'm going to post this on YouTube, but I most likely will just because I want to show everything anyways. But yeah, I'm still processing and I still have to review and analyze the things that I did more in depth. But for right now, take this as a rant, like surface level video about what happened. So going right into it, I'm gonna lay out the foundation of today. The plan was to skip New York Open at 6:30, which is what I did. I did not trade at the New York Open. I wanted to wait for FOMC to come around to see more volatility with the price action. So that's exactly what I did. Because I followed that plan, I waited until around 10:30, and then I saw a setup on the NASDAQ. It was an AMD setup, so I went for it, I executed, and it worked out in my favor. So not only was I able to get a nice profitable footing going into the news release on my personal live account, but also it led me to think that I had a good viewing of price action and a good connection as to what was happening. So let's go and fast forward now to 11 o'clock, 11:15, and 11:30. That's when I started to make mistakes. So the first release at 11, I was looking for the bullish push up, and that is what happened. So thankfully I locked in another couple of points or whatever, some more profits on that first push up. But over the last few weeks, there's been a specific equal highs level I've been looking at on the NASDAQ. If you've been following me, I've been talking about it. So I was really anticipating that today, FOMC, JPAL speaking, was the day we were going to launch to finally break those equal highs. But that never happened. So going into the trades, right, the first winning trade of the news release, that first push up, got the win. And then after I got out of that and seeing that we were still kind of like hesitating to go up, but we hadn't dropped yet, the first 5-minute candle, I got into another long and I held that. I held it with my TP to hit at 926, which is where the equal highs were. Before the rollover, it was like 19,690s. But essentially, I held it, right? And it never went up to the TP. And because I was so adamant and just so married to this idea that it was going to hit today, just in general, I didn't even have a stop loss on the screen. So I told myself, okay, mental stop loss, I will make sure to exit when it gets here. So as the price didn't move in my favor, it went lower and lower, it hit the mental stop loss, but I didn't exit my trade. And also keep in mind, I've already scaled into my positions, like 2 contracts, almost 3 at one point. So just watching that go past my mental stop loss, didn't get hit, or I didn't get out, kept holding, went lower until finally almost retraced the whole thing is when I finally exited my position. So that was the first losing trade. Took another one right after that, looking for a push higher, right? Just a quick little 10-pointer move just to see if like, okay, maybe there is like a way to move up. No, it didn't happen. So my second losing trade. And that second losing trade was not even a good one. There was no technical reason to get into a long at that point, but I got in anyways, and it didn't work because I was still married to this idea that we're going to push up higher, right? So at that point, I took a moment to recollect, and I just asked myself, like, do I still have control over my executions, and do I still have emotional capital to spend on today's trading? At that moment, I said, yes, I still have control, and I still have the emotional capital to keep on going. And I really did. I still felt pretty calm even after hitting that big loss. Like, it's totally fine. My funded accounts and my evals after those losses were obviously in the red, But my personal account, I was still hovering right almost at break even. It was like very little bit over profit. So I was like, okay, like it's fine. It's fine. Let's just wait for the next trade. So then JPAL comes out at 11:30, and I I take a long position around that time. TP set at the same area because I'm still adamant that we're going to get up there, and it never goes. So what happens? We eventually tank down lower, and I just at that point I was just seeing red. Seeing red as in like I blacked out. Maybe some traders out there can relate to what I'm saying. And it's not where I see red as in like I'm in red drawdown, but I'm seeing red, I'm blacking out, I'm seeing just a bunch of other things. Like I don't know what's happening, but it's happening, you know. I'm seeing rainbows, I don't know, whatever. But essentially I blacked out, and I was just clicking trades on that thing. I was sizing in like 2-3 contracts, sometimes 4, and I was just whatever was gonna stick, I was just trying to make it stick because I wanted it to still go up. So as price is moving down, you know, I'm putting longs for it to go up, just hoping it's going to stick. Doesn't stick. Add another one, doesn't stick. Get stopped out. Add another one, doesn't stick. So that's kind of the toxic cycle I was going through until finally, I switched biases to the short side, targeting the data low. And at that point, I've already lost my first funded account, which is this one right here. So then now I only have this one left and a little bit left of my personal account. I'm like, okay, like I'm just gonna target these lows, and you know, maybe I'll call it a day there. So boom, we do hit the data lows. I'm like, great, I'll keep on trading now that I have a little bit of confidence back. And what do I do at that point as prices are just going everywhere? I'm still trying to place a trade to make it stick to something. I'm not thinking clearly. I don't have any more emotional capital to be spent, and I'm not in control of myself. The big red flag is that I didn't stop to check in with myself to see if I did have any of those things. So that's kind of all the steps that led up to me losing the first account and then eventually the second one, because I kept doing the same thing of trying to make something stick. No technical reason to get into a trade. I was getting stopped out left and right. I didn't call it quits when I should have, to trade or save to trade another day. And eventually just the money ran out, and here we are. So again, this is all surface level because I haven't taken the moment yet to go in depth of what happened and truly analyze like the trades that I placed. But like it's clearly there was no real reason to get into them anyways. It was just me wanting to get out of drawdown and like trying to dig out of something. But simply I was just emotional and revenge trading, and it wasn't getting me anywhere. So that is what happened earlier this morning, and that's why I lost this first account. This is the account I had 15K payout on. That's why you see this first drop. Then I started to grow it. As you can see, it was just compounding, nice steady growth. And then today is where everything fell off the cliff. This one, I was going to request about a 12K payout next Tuesday, Wednesday, but obviously that's gone. Then the second account right here, I grew it also nice and steady up to around 6K. Today, I blew it all, and I was going to withdraw a nice 2 to 3K payout on this one. So that's also gone. And then my personal live account, everything that I put in there is also gone too, which is the biggest loss of the week, obviously, because that's real hard-earned money just going in there. The two funded accounts, obviously, it's a little different. The return on investment's crazy. Making the first 15K payout, I paid for all of my funded futures accounts and then some. So it's like I'm not really losing out on everything except for the profits I earned over the last, couple of days. But it still stings nonetheless, like losing accounts and falling into bad habits and trading with no technical reason, trading with just things that I shouldn't be doing, things that I've been working on. So yeah, I'm still in a bit of a disappointed mood, but talking it through on this video is quite nice because I'm just venting it all out so it's not pent up. And I also feel like it's allowing me to get more calm by talking it through. So yeah, that's what happened today with my accounts and just my training session overall. So pretty bummed, but I do want to say again, thank you guys for your support on my journey overall, not just from today's Twitter support, but just in general. It really means a lot, and I know it's for me, embarrassing to record and post something like this on the internet for everyone to see. But it is what it is. I'm here to just document the transparency of losses because it's inevitable. But the main things I really hope you can take from this video is to make sure you're trading with intent, the right intent. You're not trading out of emotions or revenge or like trying to dig yourself out of drawdown or something where you're blinded by money. Like trade with the intent of like your technical analysis to back you up, and trade with the intent to keep your capital for as long as possible. There's no need to blow everything because you want to prove to yourself that you're right, which leads to the second thing. Like if you can learn anything is to not trade because you're trying to prove something. Trade because there's a reason, like an actual reason, like a valid reason to. For me, like the initial foundation of my entry for that long position that started me off on that big red losing trade was because I wanted to prove to myself that I can read levels and read price action correctly. Today was a big humbling experience that's not always going to happen, right? A very expensive lesson, might I add, but that's not a reason for me to get into a trade. I don't need to prove to myself or to anyone that I can read price or that I can create levels and stuff. If price wants to move there, it will, but it didn't, so it's not meant to go there just yet. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to cover for today. And yeah, I really hope that you guys are doing well. Yeah, I'm a little lost for words, but yeah, I really hope you guys are doing well. And I did end up creating a free Discord group, and that's solely because so many people have been asking me for it. So if you guys want to check it out, it's in my description and also my YouTube community tab. Completely free, and you can feel free to post stuff in there too. So hopefully I get to see some of you guys in there. We can interact and all that stuff and be a bit more active over there, because I think it's a little different. Discord, it's easy to log in and like chat versus YouTube. Like a video has to go out or a full-on lengthy post goes out or something. Twitter's also a really great place to connect as well. But yeah, so thank you for your time and support. I do wish you guys nothing but the best and most success in all that you do, and I will see you all in the next video.